So, as per my knowledge, I am sharing this. If anything, please correct it after that completion of presentation. So, RICEF, we know that RICEF stands for W is for workflow, R is for reports, I interfaces, C conversions, E enhancements, F forms. So, in this RICEF, almost 70% of the work is related to ABAP. ABAP role is more. And without that ABAP, we cannot perform the task in this RICEF. So as a functional consultants, we had to prepare the functional spec and this as a technical consultant, ABAP will prepare the technical spec. So we know that the tickets, different types of tickets will be raised in a service tool, a service now tool. So depending on that priority and severity, we have to work. So tickets, incident, service request, and change request. So we know that tickets will be P1, P2, P3. P1 will be with within high priority. We have to clear. P2 also almost high priority, and P3 and P4 will give some 3 to 4 days. So we have to consider the KT planning of the tickets also. And first we have to assign those tickets and response within the time and have to give the solution within the time what they have scheduled. So and we yeah. So here for suppose if the user is a ticket in service now tool, we have to take the confirmation of from that user whether he raised a ticket, and we have to solve that by writing a mail, and whatever the needed attachments are there, we have to attach it and we have to write a mail to him. So if it is cleared, if he tested in a testing server, if it is success, then we can ask the confirmation, and we can ask the confirmation to the user, and we can close the ticket. Or else without his confirmation, if we close the ticket, it will be escalated, and the manager level will be questioned to us without his confirmation why we have closed the ticket. This is the normal process while they have raised the tickets in the service now tool, we will be processing. If you want any information regarding these tickets, so we can discuss with our seniors, and we can pull the data from the service now tool, and by looking that data we can identify which ticket will comes under which category, whether it is a P1 or P2 or a P3, like that. So in the ticketing tool we can pull that data, and we can check those emails also, so that how they have given that solution to that particular error or particular ticket raised. So to create this is the process, normal process will be going on in the company. To create any company code or plant or any business area, we need to follow some process. So we need to do any configuration, we need to follow some process. So what is that process we have to see? That is nothing but CR process, we call that one as CR process. So if you want to configure anything, so we need to take the approvals from the higher authorities. So if you want to move from the sandbox servers to development server to quality, quality to pre-production, pre-production to production server, they have some process is there. While we join in a company, then we have to take that what is the training. They will train upon IT security and company policies and HR policies. On this they will give, and then only after giving certificate they will provide that server access to us, and they will take sign on a non-disclosure agreements also. Then they will by after issuing that certificate, they will give the tool access, that is the server access will be given to us. So on what basis we have to take that KT plan, for which aspects we have to take KT plan. on SLA, on FSD templates, on FSD, and also on business process. And for all this, we have to take that KT plan after joining in the company. So here I told you that this will be the process. We have to take the authentication from the business leads and also IT leads. So like that, here I want to configure example. For example, I want to configure the tax code. I am telling the flow of that, how the workflow will be. So tax code, I want to create the tax code for percentage of 15 percentage. So first, actually, we will take nearly half an hour or 1 hour time to do that configuration in our servers. But to do here configuration of the tax code, see how the process flow will be. Let us see. So here the tax code, we have to move to the FTZP. And this to create the tax code, he has some of the client has raised to create the tax code configuration. First I have to assign the ticket, and then I have to take that confirmation from that user whether he raised ticket, on which basis he has raised that. And then we have to take the confirmation to, we want to do that configuration in development server. We have to take that approvals from the IT leads as well from the business leads from the user end side. And we had to write the email that we need this so and so approval for doing that configuration of that tax code in FTZP for the percentage of 15. So like that we had to write that. So if the mail is okay, approved, then after then we have to this all process will take nearly 1 day time. And then we have to assign this tax code in OB40. So assigning this tax code in OB40 in development server, on the same transport, we have to do that same transport request. We have to do that while we are configuring in FTXP. We have to take one screenshot, and again while we are assigning, we have to take one screenshot by the transport request. And again while we are giving a country there, we have to take again one screenshot, and with the date and time by showing that we have to upload this all this in a portal. So this transport, then after we have to release the transport, by to release the transport request, we will use the T code SC09. In some companies it may vary SCC0, it will changes. And then after releasing, and go back and check that release data, so that we can get up whatever the items we have released. We have to follow up with the basis team when they are going to send from development server to the quality server. After going to that quality server, we know that we have to go to the FB60, and we have to give the tax 15 percentage, and we have to take that again screenshot. By testing it, we have to take that screenshot with the date and time. These all the documents we have to attach with along with some mail. And if the screenshot must be very visible, it should be or else it will be rejected. So and all this has to be uploaded in the portal. So this process then it moves to the quality server, so that the user will check and he will do the unit testing. If he is satisfied, then he will do the confirmation, so that we can close that changing request ticket. So now this is the process how it has followed while to do that configuration. This is the CR process we have to follow. And here to have the send the data between two server, we have to use SCC1 T code. And to send the data from development server to quality server, we have to use SC09. So these two T codes we have to use. And so this is the flow while the tickets are raised, in the while we have to do the configuration, or normally by sharing the screen we can solve some of the tickets. That is the flow, workflow. And here what is the workflow to prepare that payment advisory forms will be there now. So we have to sit with that ABAP, and what is from our end, how much time it will take to prepare that form, and from ABAP and how much time it will be taken. We have to do that estimation. And for suppose if I said for to work for 2 days, daily 3 hours, I have to sit altogether 6 hours I need from ABAP. And if he needed 8 days to do that configuration, that is any of the form, just I'm taking example to prepare any of the payment advisory form. So that 8 days, 8 days, that is 3 hours daily we had to sit. Altogether 24 hours he want to work on it. So altogether from my end 6 hours as a consultant, FI consultant, as a ABAP consultant, from his end 24 hours, altogether 30 hours we have to work to prepare the payment advisory form related to this tax code. And if he writes the ticket, it as instant, we have to discuss with that client that you have risen the instant, but it is not related to instant. It is almost 30 hours is taking time to complete that task. So we have to change that request, and again we have to allot that another CR number to him, so that until the time given he will wait. So or else on the emergency basis we have to complete it within 6 to 8 days or itself. So this is the process to have the estimation of time between ABAP and as a functional consultant. How to, whether it is related to P1 or P4 ticket, we have to this is the workflow between ABAP and FI consultant. And then where we have to assign these forms, we know that generally FP that is to do that configuration, paying company codes will be there. So there paying company codes, down to that we have to give the incoming payment, what is the limit, and maximum amount of that outgoing payment, what is the limit we have to give. And so there down we are having one tab that is forms. So there we can use standard forms will be there. So ABAP will take these forms, by downloading these forms we can do that customization of these forms. So here we have to give the forms, that is in FBZP, in a paying company codes we have to. This is a one of the interview questions, so that's why I'm stressing here. So this is the PDF. We have to allow, we have to give that scripts here, that is forms here in FPZP in paying company code codes. There we can give that forms, whatever the ABAP has prepared. Those are the standard forms. And then we have to know here, we already discussed that we as a functional consultant we have to do the FST documents, that is a functional spec, and as a technical consultant he has to give the technical spec. So without that ABAP we can't ask directly to do the fulfillment, whatever the fulfillment we are having. We cannot have a phone call or ask to the ABAP to do that requirement. There will have some process to sit with the ABAP, and we have to give whatever the needed information, that is FST, we have to prepare that. Then he will prepare that forms. And then so in this FST, what will be there in FST generally? So in FST, estimated hours, just now I explained. And then what is the starting date while we are doing in the development, and what is the testing date, and what is the production date, and that is all estimation we have to give it to him. As a functional consultant, who is the functional consultant, that means myself, my name. And then as a technical consultant, his name, and what are the templates we are using, and when we are going to give the FSD preparation date, and as is information, to be information, and what is the gap analysis, and also templates in a SAP, and any block diagrams related to this, we have to attach that, and also peer review. And to prepare these forms, whatever the technical fields we needed, technical tables, and also the functional logic. We all has to submit this FSD to the technical, that is ABAP, so that this ABAP will prepare this technical spec as per our FSD. So in some situations, we need to work in the production system. So at the time, to get the access of that production system, we don't have access in this system. So to get that access, we have to raise that file fighter ID, so that they will give the approval for that. And they will have some process. We have to go and ask to our senior, so that he will give the roles through the security team. We can get this file fighter ID, and so that we can pull the data. Auditors will come and may ask the information, to give that information from the production. So we don't have access that production system, so we have to take that authorization. That is nothing but file fighter ID, that is a T code access on emergency basis. File fighter ID is nothing but T code access. And to give that functional logic, functional logic, we have to go to the tables. So for suppose if we want to give the vendor related data, that means functional logic is nothing but just like the code we have to mention in FSD document to the to understand the technical, to understand the ABAP. For vendor data, for name some field, that means some code will be there. For address some code will be there. For document number some code will be there. And for logo, for matter, for everything some codes will be there. We have to give that codes in the functional spec, and we have to submit this to the ABAP, so that he can design that form. Related to the sales order, in APP we will have so many tabs and so many fields. To get that tabs and so many fields, we have to go to REGUH T code, so that we can get that fields, what are the fields available in APP. So those fields we can give that functional logic to the ABAP from this T code REGUH. And to get the vendor data, LFA1, go to the LFA1 table. Then we can get the information, what is the name, address, document number, postbox number. This all this functional logic, that is code, will be available. We have to mention that whatever the details we need to prepare from the FSD side. So we have to mention in FSD document. Then ABAP will, through that functional logic, he can prepare the what's that? That is technical spec. And then we will see what is the workflow um, while we process through the invoices. What is the how the workflow will be? First, suppose we have done we have process some invoices. So to approve that invoices, senior manager will approve. If he has some limit up to the 5 lakhs, like that manager will have 5 lakhs. Senior manager 25 lakhs to 15 lakhs. And from CFO he will have some limit. So like that they will have limit to approve that amount for the payment. So we will post that some of the invoices, the payment has to be done by the manager. And to continue that workflow, it has to reach to that manager. So automatically the workflow must be active. So we have to activate that workflow. How to activate that workflow? So in a screen, business workplace screen will be there. Down to that we will find some of the option. New messages, workplace, inboxes, unread documents, and workflow. So this kind of message, this kind of tabs will be there. So in the inbox, this manager will get whatever the invoices need to be due payment. He will get in the inboxes. He will get one alert. When we activated the workflow, activate workflow, we have to activate that. And if we did not do that, activation of that workflow, he did not get any alert that he got that to clear that payments. So here what's here we'll have the agent determination also. That is nothing but function to be executed. There will have field name, from which customer to which customer, from and to, and also the agent. So here what's field name, under that field name, what is the, who is the vendor name, and from to, that means from 100th customer to 200 customer, or from 100 vendor to 200 vendor. Like that we have to select it. Why? Because in this between this will be picked, these vendors will be picked. If you want to clear that payment from 100 vendor to 200 vendor, he can do the payment through app. Or else if you want, he did not want to pay, he can put that particular vendor invoice in a block, so that he can stop. So we may raise some of the interviewer will raise the question that in inbox of the approval will go through the mail, in their manager will see and release the payment, and for some he can put it in block. He can raise that up to the a proposal level. Can we block the payment? Can he will raise the question, yes, we can block the payments in the proposal level without doing the payments. So and then coming to the dunning dunning enhancement is nothing but here the dunning letters to be sent to the customers. So here we are having a five steps: copy smart form, configuration bte, attach dunning form to dunning processor, coding for mail, and final output. So copy smart form is nothing but we have to tell to the ABAP that logo must be right top, or left top, or sender address must be right side, or information must be down to that form, and address must be in the left side. Like that we will discuss with the ABAP. He will take the standard forms from there, he will copy and he will prepare this smart form by creating the logo, and by having the address information, everything whatever the requirement. And then this BT enhancement will be done by this ABAP in the transaction code FB FIBF. So what is meant by BT enhancement? So here BT enhancement is nothing but a message we have to send to the customer that need to be paid within this date, so and so. So here we have to give the print of the dunning notice in a BT enhancement, and sending that message to the customer. That is nothing but BT enhancement. And then here attach dunning, third one, attach dunning form to dunning processor. That means going to the T code FBMP. Here we will have procedure and names. So under this procedure, we will have a 0001, 0003, 0005, INST, YB30, like that. Like this, the options will be there. Under that names, 4-level dunning notice every 2 weeks, payment reminder every 2 weeks, 4-level dunning notice every 2 weeks. Like that, dunning procedure for installment loans, interest calculation. Like that, they will give. It will open when we click that FBMP. So depending on our requirement, we can click on that one. So if you have taken 0001, 4-level dunning notice every 2 weeks, that means up to 4 level we are going to send the dunning notice to the customer for every 2 weeks after. And that's what we have selected. Then down to that, if we select that, we will get the tabs like that. Dunning intervals in days, that means 14 I have selected. That means of within 14 days we have to send this dunning notice. And how many dunning levels? 4 dunning levels. And then what is the line item grace period? For every line item, what is the grace period? That means we have to until that period we have to wait 2 days. And then what is the interest calculation? So these all tabs will be there, we have to select it. And then we have to allot the forms also here. Normal dunning and procedure tabs will be there. Here we have to allot those forms, whatever the ABAP has prepared and given, we have to allot these forms so that we can send that forms to the customer, that within this time we have to clear that payment, like that. So coding for mail. And uh, to send that email to the manager, one kind of coding. So here in the background, to send that mail to the manager, we have to do that some coding process. So that coding process, just now I told you not to give the alert to the manager. We have to send that mail automatically. We have to give that alert automatically to the manager. To do give that alert automatically to the manager, this ABAP has to do some configuration coding in the background. So in the background, he has to give that so that he can get the alert. So that is the coding of for mail. And then finally, he has to get the this customer has to get that dunning notice. How like, greetings, this is to inform you that payment is due, kindly pay the due on or before 30th of this month with best records, like that. We have to send that this information must be go to the customer automatically by the coding of that ABAP in the back end. So in some cases, this customer won't get this dunning notice. So at the time, this running notice is nothing but the enhancement, we call that as. So here we have to go to that T code S4ST, and we can check whatever the error messages are there, and to whom the dunning notice not reached. And due to the some size GB exceed of this notice to some of the customer, they won't get that dunning notice. So this enhancement is called as a BT enhancement. Sending mail to the customer is nothing but a BT enhancement in and then final output is no in the run on and identification, we have to give these tabs. And also from this customer to this customer, we have to send this dunning notice to this company code, to this company code, and these are the account types. These all tabs will be there. Finally the output will be sent to the particular company codes, this number of customers, this enhancement that is done note will be sent. And then in coming to this functional spec document, here we are having some of the before we don't have the portals to upload in that these documents. Now the portals are available so that we can upload these documents. So whatever the documents we needed for this FSD, means starting they will raise that request, change request in ServiceNow tool. So that document we have to put it. And also business process owner approval mail has to be put it. That means that is nothing but business process. BRD is nothing but from the client end, what is the solution, what is the current issue, and what are the benefits by using of this SAP. This all has to be included in the business process. And also, and the mail approved from the higher layers, that is IT teams and the business leads. And also functional spec we have to put, and also technical technical spec, that is technical spec. And this all has to be uploaded in the portals. And then any flow diagram, block diagrams, just like from the customer, and it has to be pasted on Excel sheet. And from there it has to be through email they have to get this kind of block diagrams, and all this has to put. And along with that, if we I already told you that logic, functional logic have to give that. So this all has to be mentioned in this functional specification. And sometimes this client required that I need invoice, document date, posting date, year, text, document amount, like that. I need that final data. So we have to take that functional logic of that invoice, document date, posting date, everything, and we have to mention in this functional spec. And we have to submit to the ABAPer so that he can do that forms. And then and also this is the how this functional document will be, and what are the attachments we have to give it along with that FSD to the ABAP. And coming to the interfaces, we are having different types of interfaces, so many interfaces, and these interfaces are nothing but third party tools. This SAP has so many interfaces. SAP connect with many interfaces, Candency, Blackline, Vim, NewGen, Concur, Salesforce, Chat, GTP, PI interface, Ariba. So directly in a Candice, no need to post in SAP directly. We'll put it in Excel sheet, and from there we can templates, just like templates, we can share it in SAP screen. It will be uploaded in a SAP screen from the Excel sheet, so that we can post the number of bulky transaction in Candice. And Blackline, we can post the thousands of invoices by simply that is by in a simple way we can post it in Blackline, thousands of invoices at a time. That is the use of this Blackline. And Vim for vendor master invoices, and NewGen also for vendor master invoices. And that means to non-SAP to SAP to transfer the data in between interface and SAP data. They will have this BAPI and IDOC flow will be there to flow the data from non-SAP to SAP. BAPI or IDOC connectivity will be there. So here that is the use of that interface. And here Chat GTP is there. Main benefit of this Chat GTP means, for suppose if a customer raised the sales order, he want to inquiry where the goods has been reached, to know that status of that goods. So to know, he will send, I will if he asked regarding that through the mail what is the status of order, then he has to get immediately status of that mail without on an automatic basis. So he can get on an automatic basis, he can get without any person involvement. That is nothing but Chat GTP. And we are having so many errors as are discussed. So that's it from my end. And sorry, here I forgot conversions, sorry. And here we are having so many steps to be involved in the conversions. We have to do this configuration for these steps, maintain object attributes, and maintain source structure, maintain source fields, maintain structure relations, and maintain field mapping, conversion rules, maintain fixed values, translation, user define routine, specify files, read data, display data, convert data, display, convert data, create batch input session, run batch input session, start direct input progress, IDOC generation, and start IDOC processing. These are all the steps involved in the conversions. So this is from my end.
Yeah, nice presentation, Veena.